Hello and welcome back to the Great Story and Meditation. This is our devotional for the day. Here we have some great untold stories for our meditation. And the title of our reading for this time is Jesus Feeds the Dog, written by James H. Park. And our text is found in the book of Matthew chapter 15, verse 26 and verse 27. But he answered and said, "It is not good to take the children's bread and throw it to the little dogs." And she said, "Yes, Lord, yet even the little dogs eat the crumbs which fall from their master's table." During the initial part of their training, the disciples of Jesus really did not want to have anything to do with foreign people. After all, according to their narrow-minded thinking, God had only offered salvation to them as the chosen people, and all the rest of the world was lost. Since God did not care about the Gentiles, then certainly they had no obligation to show this kindness to them. Jesus traveled to an outlying area of Israel to give his disciples and all of us a very practical lesson in loving our neighbors, no matter where they come from. A foreign woman who had heard about the miracles of Jesus sought the Savior because her daughter was deadly ill. With a mother's heart, he pleaded with the stranger that he might somehow condescend to notice her and impart his healing virtue for the benefit of her family. At first, Jesus made it appear that he regarded foreigners as the disciples did. He barely noticed her and turned an apparent cold shoulder to her pleadings. The disciples must have silently nodded their approval at their master's indifference to the mother's sufferings and were ready to move on. At first, Jesus made it appear that he regarded foreigners as the disciples did. He barely noticed her and turned an apparent cold shoulder to her pleadings. The disciples must have silently nodded their approval at their master's deference to the mother's sufferings and were ready to move on. When Jesus told the mother that it was not right to give the children's bread to the dogs, the mother seized upon the illustration and asserted that even the dogs got the crumbs that fell from the table. If she were to be looked upon as dog, it did not matter. Might there be some crumbs left over to bless her family? Jesus earnestly approved the woman's faith, and her daughter was made well in an instant. There are many people today that are looking to heaven for help. Let us not allow our narrow opinions of people be the barrier that prevents God's blessing to flow to them. Matthew chapter 15 verses 26 and 27. But he answered and said, "It is not good to take the children's bread and throw it to the little dogs." And she said, "Yes, Lord, Yet even the little dogs eat the crumbs which fall from their master's table. Matthew chapter 15, verses 26 and 27.